morning, one and all. I am Dr. Ramya Swetha, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, our topic is in situ ground reinforcement. In on-site ground reinforcement, we are talking about the on-site ground reinforcement for required or enhancing the soil properties. For that, what are the various techniques we are going to use in this and how we are going to implementing these techniques for the construction purpose, how it is we are going to apply. These are the things which we are going to see in this ground reinforcement. On-site ground reinforcement, it is nothing but it refers to a set of various different kinds of techniques. It is a set of techniques applied directly to soil or rock in natural location to improve its engineering properties. This approach is essential for ensuring the stability and also the safety of various structures by enhancing the characteristics of the ground on which they are going to build. So based on which type of construction, depending upon the enhancing those characteristics, depending upon the type of the construction work, what are the required for the construction, according to that we are going to enhancing or adjusting and modifications we are done to the soil or ground. In these soil on-site ground reinforcement, it is a set of techniques directly we are going to apply in the natural location to get the desired properties, desired engineering properties of the soil. Purpose. What is the purpose of this soil ground reinforcement? In this, it is going to enhance the stability. This, they are going to enhance the stability and also increase load bearing capacity. Soil load bearing capacity is going to increase and also reduce the settlements, prevent the soil erosion. These are the major purposes for ground reinforcement. So in enhanced stability, it prevents ground movement and provides a solid foundation for structures. So for enhancing the stability of the soil, it leads to the preventing the ground movement. It leads and it provides a solid foundation for a structure. In increased load bearing capacity, it strengthens the ground to support heavier loads. Whenever we are applying when different number of loads and various kinds of loads, those are heavier. In that particular conditions, these kind of increased load bearing enhancing the load bearing capacity that strengthen the ground, which is crucial for high-rise buildings, bridges and other heavy structures. Reduce settlement. Minimize the downward movement of structures, ensuring the longevity and integrity. So in this, it minimizes the downward movement of the structures, ensuring the longevity and integrity. This is the one of the purpose in our ground reinforcement. Prevent soil erosion. So using this ground reinforcement, it protects against the loss of soil due to water or wind, which can undetermine the stability of structures. So these are the various purposes which we are going to do the ground reinforcement, on-site ground reinforcement. What are the various applications? Construction foundations, soil stabilization, earthwork engineering, underground structures. So this ground reinforcement on-site, in situ or on-site ground reinforcement, it is very, very helpful for underground reinforcement, underground structures. These underground structures ensures the stability of tunnels, mines and other subterranean construction. So whenever below the ground we require heavy structures or whenever that particular construction work is going to obey the heavy loads, in such particular conditions we are going to choose this ground reinforcement technique to enhance the soil properties. In earthquake engineering also we are using, improves the ground properties to withstand the seismic activities. So whenever the seismic activities are comes under the below the ground level. So below the ground level we are going to strengthen the ground using this different kind of reinforcement techniques. It helpful for us getting the desired properties of the soil. In soil stabilization also, to prevent the landslides, heavy landslides, erosions on nature or man-made slopes, they are going to occur in different conditions of we are observing in our day-to-day life. Hilly regions, and whenever the soil is very loose, such kind of situations we are observing. In those situations, whenever we are going to construct in hilly areas, ghat road, such type of road constructions, these kinds of erosions, that landslides may occur, they are going to reduce, and also to prevent such things and to safeten the structure, we are going to choose these on-site ground reinforcements. In construction foundations also, essential for supporting buildings, bridges and other infrastructures. These are the various applications in our ground reinforcement. What are the various types of in situ ground reinforcement techniques? Grouting. This is one of the important one. It is depends upon the various types. Cement grouting, chemical grouting, jet grouting. We know cement grouting, it involves injecting a cement slurry into the ground to fill voids and creates a solid mass. Used in this kind of cement grouting is going to use in soil stabilization, foundation repair and water control in tunnels and dams. Move on to the chemical grouting. It is uses chemical solutions like sodium silicate that react with the soil to form a solid impermeable mass. So such kind of solutions are helpful for sealing leaks in underground structures and improving the stability of sandy soils. In jet grouting, it involves the use of high pressure jets to mix grout with soil in situ, creating a soil cement mix. Used of underpiping existing foundations, creating cut-off walls and stabilizing slopes. These are various types. The one is grouting, in that also cement grouting, chemical grouting and jet grouting we are using for this ground reinforcement. And the other concept is soil nailing. It involves the insertion of steel bars or nails into slopes or excavation to stabilize them. So in this installation, drilling, inserting nails, grouting, attaching, facing, these are the various steps which are going to involve in this soil nailing. So first in the drilling, holes are drilled into the slope or excavated at regular intervals. In the steel bars are inserted into the drilled holes. The holes are filled with grout to bond the nails to surrounding soil. In attaching phase, a protective layer, usually shotcrete, is applied to surface to prevent erosion and provide additional stability. Such kind of technique concept we are going to use in excavation, retaining walls and also the stabilizing slopes. Micropiles. It is micropiles, the name itself tells. So in small diameter, within the dimensions are very less. They are not possible such kind of huge compaction piles. In that particular we are going to choose, it depends upon the characteristics. So in that small diameter, high capacity drilled piles used to support foundation, especially in weak soil condition, In this also the installation procedure, drilling this small diameter are drilled into the ground, inserting the steel casing. These steel casings are reinforcement bars are inserted into the drilled hole. The holes filled with grout to create solid load bearing element. This such kind of micropiles are suitable for underpiping existing foundation, reinforcing slopes and supporting new construction in areas with poor soil conditions. Ground freezing. In this, the principle involves circulating a coolant through pipes installed in the ground to freeze the soil and water, creating a solid stable mass. It is going to provides temporary support for excavation, tunneling projects and groundwater control. And the next one is deep soil mixing. Whenever the deep excavations are there, whenever the depth is more, in such types, we are going to choose this type of ground reinforcement technique, that is deep soil mixing. In this method, it involves mixing soil inside with cementitious materials to improve its strength and stability. In this, we are using different kind of equipment. Those are uses rotary mixing tools and slurry injectors to combine the soil with benders, such as whether it is cement or lime. It depends upon the requirement of the soil to get the desired property. In this, we are going to use such type of techniques for strengthening of soft soils, reducing settlements and stabilizing embankments. In vibro compaction and vibro replacements are also we are going to consider for ground reinforcement. In this, vibrations are going to rearrange the soil particles and increase their density. It is going to, this kind of vibro compaction is applicable for sandy soils to improve bearing capacity and also reduce the settlements. In vibro replacement, it involves the addition of granule materials to form stone columns within the soil. It is used to reinforce soft or loose soils, enhancing bearing capacity and stability. These are the some of the design considerations. Those are soil properties, load requirements, environmental factors, safety and regulations. In these soil properties, understanding the grain size distribution. So once we have understand the grain size distribution and also the plasticity and moisture content of the soil is crucial for selecting the appropriate reinforcement technique. This is also one of the soil properties also plays a role to choose the which type of the ground reinforcement technique is suitable for the conditions. And one more consideration is load requirement. The expected load and their distribution must be considered to ensure the chosen method can adequately support the structure. So what are the load requirements? It also plays a role for selecting the type of the technique for ground reinforcement. Environmental factors. So groundwater conditions, potential contamination and environmental impact should be assessed to avoid negative consequences. Safety and regulations. Compliance with engineering standards, building codes and safety guidelines is essential to ensure the integrity and safety of the reinforced ground. These are the some of the considerations based on these regulations and load requirements and also the soil properties. Based on that, we are going to design the required ground reinforcement. For example, consider any kind of case study. For example, foundation support for high-rise buildings in that located in soft soil condition in an urban area. In that particular case study, we are going to choose micropiles to provide additional support for the building foundation. The technique is micropiles. The outcome is enhanced load bearing capacity and reduced settlement, and also ensuring the stability of the high rise structure. This is the one of the example. In detail also we are going to understand such type of examples. In one more, soil stabilization. The case study condition is soil stabilization. For example, the location is steep slope prone to landslides. In that particular condition, we are going to adopt the technique that is soil nailing combined with the shotcrete facing to stabilize the slope. In this, once we use the technique for the slopes stabilization for steep slope prone to landslides area. Such type we are applying this. We are adopted the technique soil nailing. So the result is improved slope stability, prevention of landslides, and protection of nearby the structures. This is the outcome which we will get for the ground reinforcement. Advantages. So minimal site disturbance, flexibility in application, immediate results. These are the major advantages we are going to observe in ground reinforcement. Minimal site distribution. Techniques can often be applied without significant distribution to the site. Flexibility in application can be used in various soil conditions and confined spaces. Immediate results. Many techniques provide immediate improvements in soil stability and strength. In this also some limitations we are going to facing in this ground reinforcement. Those are cost, expertise, and environmental concerns. So in this, some of the techniques are expensive, particularly those required specialized equipment or materials. So it may be affect the project cost also. And one more thing, requires skilled persons and specialized knowledge for proper implementation. Otherwise we are not getting the 100% results, 100% outcome for the reinforcement. So in this, environmental concerns are also one of the limitation in this ground reinforcement, that is potential impacts, especially within the chemical grouting. Very careful, need more care, and also required skilled persons also. These are the limitations which we are going to understand in our ground reinforcement. In future trends also, advancements in materials, we may use different kinds of materials, not only cementitious. So the less effective impact of the eco-friendly equipment we may use and improve the performance using those kind of environmental effect is very less, and eco-friendly, the development of eco-friendly, that is the trends in future. And also automation and robotics. Already we talked about the different equipment and we require skilled labor. In that, use of automated equipment and robots for precision, safety, and efficiency in the ground reinforcement processes. Integration with monitoring technologies, real-time monitoring of the ground conditions and reinforcement effectiveness using sensors and data analytics to ensure the optimal performance. In overall, in this in situ ground reinforcement is a vital aspect of modern geotechnical engineering. It provides the necessary support and stability for various civil engineering projects. Proper selection and implementation of these techniques can significantly enhance the durability and safety of structure, ensuring their longevity and reliability. Ongoing research and technological advancements continue to improve the efficiency and environmental sustainability on site ground reinforcement methods, paving the way for more resilient infrastructure in the future. These are the some of the web references we are going to consider for this. Thank you. We will see in our next class.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.